Salama family, I'm so glad that y'all are with me once again. Welcome to Purposeful Pursuit, where we pursue Yah on purpose. Now, if you have been checking on your tabs and notifications, I told y'all that I was switching things up a little bit from Tuesday Thoughts to Purposeful Pursuit. So pretty much with Purposeful Pursuit, it's not too much of a deviation from Tuesday Thoughts. I'm going to be continuing to give you all my insights, but it's more so to steer you in the direction that the Most High has for your purpose in this life. So it's going in a particular direction, what it is that I want to do with Purposeful Pursuit. So today we're going to talk briefly about moving with Yah. Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because we live in a world where every day, everything is like showing more and more that it's on sinking sand and not on the solid rock. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. We were inundated for more than 2 years with a quote unquote COVID pandemic. All kinds of small businesses were shut down to these big box corporations. The cost of housing went through the roof exponentially. I mean, just to purchase a property, it went 100 times more than the price, the value of a home was. Why? Because, as Klaus Schwab said, you will own nothing and you will be happy. We've been dealing with a world that has been turned upside down. So when I'm talking about moving with Yah, I'm talking about something that's extremely important for your here and for your future. A lot of times when it comes to us wanting to be proactive with the decisions that we make in our life, the goals and the plans that we set, we forget that the Most High says that man plans his course in his heart, but the Most High determines his footsteps. Now, I have to be very clear about this because I think sometimes people look at that verse and they use it as an excuse not to set any goals for their life and set any plans. That's not what that verse is saying. There is a wise statement, and it's not in scripture, but it says that if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And the reality is that we are still called to make plans. The Most High says in his word that the wise man considers what he is going to do and how much he has in terms of being able to build before he builds. The wise king does not go into a war with his enemy unless he has first counted the cost. So planning is very biblical. But when I'm talking about moving with Yah, what I'm talking about is being flexible enough in your spirit, flexible enough that when the Most High says, okay, I want you to move to the right, and you are planning on staying straight, staying the course and staying straight, that you're able to easily shift and transition without feeling in a kind of way about it, not without feeling bitterness over it, without feeling like it's throwing you off. Now, the reason why this is important, because I can just tell you from personal experience that so many times the Most High has told my family, okay, I want you to go over in this direction now. And we'll be saying, but we were planning on going this direction. A perfect example, before the pandemic hit, my husband and I were about 2.5 weeks from signing the closing paper on our first home, purchasing our very first home. And the pandemic hit. And that went through the window. I mean, it was just like, throwing a couch just right on out the window. That's exactly what happened. And we ended up living and moving to the Virgin Islands. Why? Because the Most High said, once I asked him, what are we supposed to do? He said, this is where I want you to be. Now, the reason why it's important for us to understand about moving with Yah is because when we move with Yah, then he settles us in his will. And when he settles us in his will, it's because there's something in the future that if you choose not to move in Yah, you're going to miss. You're going to miss it and miss it big. I don't know if y'all remember that movie Minority Report, but that movie with Tom Cruise where there was this whole futuristic idea of the thought police, and they would be able to determine whether or not someone was going to commit a crime ahead of time. So one of the characters in the movie, she was kind of like the psychic, and she was able to give the police the information that they needed. So she was very, very valuable, but they were using her and manipulating her. So Tom Cruise went in and he tried to rescue this psychic girl. And when he did, what ended up happening was she would tell him, move to the right. She would say, move to the left, stop right here, stop right there. And all along the way, she was telling him little incremental steps to take because she knew that if he moved slightly to the left, that he would be seen and he would be arrested. If he moved slightly to the right, the same thing would happen. So she would say, do this, do that, pick up this newspaper, grab this umbrella. And that one scene in the movie really made me think about how we are supposed to be conducting our hearing when it comes to the Most High. We're supposed to be so in tune with him that when he tells us to move over here or move over there, that we are able to pick up and we're able to move in that direction. We're not stomping our feet. We're not acting like little children having a temper tantrum because he says, I want you to move over here. He's protecting you. He's keeping you hidden under his shadow. Just as that scripture says, where it talks about under the shadow of the Almighty. That's where our protection is. And so if he's trying to keep you under his wing of protection, you have to begin to move where he says move and when he says move. Now, again, planning is key. Planning is vital for your life and for your family. And if you do fail to plan, you plan to fail. Many times people, they don't allow themselves to be prepared for what is to come. They won't do any kind of prepping, though they see that the food in the grocery stores is flying off the shelves. They won't save any money, though they see that the gas prices are rising. They won't do the necessary things that it takes in order for them to be prepared for them and for their family. That is foolish. And the truth is that if you're that type of person, then you really need to get a grip and learn how to manage your life a lot better than you're doing, because you're only hurting your family, you're hurting yourself. But when it comes to the whole idea of moving with the Most High, you also have to understand that if you choose to go your own way, because you're so busy with your plans and you're a bit OC and you want things done exactly the way that you want them done, and you will resist the Ruach HaKodesh, then you too are being foolish. And in that instance, when calamity happens or some unforeseen situation occurs, you're going to look back and you're going to go, oh my goodness, I know that I heard Yah tell me to be still in this moment. Instead, I chose to move. Or I know the Most High told me to move in this moment, and I chose to keep my feet grounded when he told me to move. And now I'm dealing with this situation right here. So I want to encourage you to really tune in to the voice of the Most High. Is he telling you to do something? Is he telling you that right now is a time for you to make a job change? Right now is a time for you to call and to work out that unforgiveness in your heart with your brother or your sister or your cousin or your mother or your father or whomever. What is he telling you to do? Whatever he's telling you to do is for your benefit and it's for your value. So even if you feel as though that's not a decision that you want to make, the best thing for you to do, my friend, is to move with Yah. Because if you move with Yah, he will be able to protect you. So that is all I have for today with Purposeful Pursuit. And I hope that this has blessed you. I hope this has given you something to think about. I will be back next week, Yah willing, to give y'all some more insight in the direction towards purpose, especially for these last days. It's imperative that we understand what the Most High is saying to us in these last days so that we can avoid the traps and the pit holes that are there set by the enemy to cause us to stumble and cause us to fall. So do me a favor and leave a comment in the comment section below if this first Purposeful Pursuit has blessed you in any way. If you have some of your own testimonies that you'd like to share about ways in which you have gotten it right listening to the Most High, or ways in which you've gotten it wrong and the consequences for that. So I definitely want to read your testimonies in the comment section below. And do me a favor and give this video a thumbs up. And I just want to thank you once again for just being a tremendous supporter of this platform, of this ministry. And also a shout out to all my new patrons and my new members. I really appreciate y'all tagging along and being a part of building up this ministry. We could not do it without you. So thank you so much. I love you all. And until next time, family, y'all know what I say all the time. Love yourselves without hating your enemies. And until next time, you be purposeful and pursuing the purpose of Yah for your life.